Learn to Play the Piano Book 4 is now the final book in my 1 to 40 piano course. This book is aimed at those people who have completed everything prior to this. So that would be lessons 1 to 10 with tutorial book 1, then the songbook 1, then the tutorial book 2, taking you through lessons 11 to 21. The songbook to that is already inside the tutorial book 2. Then you would move on to learn to play the piano book 3, which is lessons 21 to 30. Then the songbook 3, and that takes you finally on to this book, which is the tutorial book 4, which is lessons 31 to 40. In this book, you are going to be recapping from book 3, which is very important to do because all of this is cumulative information, and it is very important that you do not move on to the next stage or onto the next book until what you are currently learning has properly sunk in and you can play it perfectly. So after the recapping, we're going to be talking about semiquavers or 16th notes for those of you in the US. 8 more scales. Now these are more complicated scales with more of those black notes. So we're going to be learning scales such as E major, A major, B major, and a couple of the black note scales, E flat and B flat, and a few minor scales as well. We're going to be adding on to that 8 more arpeggios. Then we're going to be learning the key signatures that match those scales and arpeggios. So we've only really been touching on basic key signatures so far. So when I teach, I do like to add in a lot of scales and technical exercises along with the performances to work alongside that. And when I'm teaching you scales, I like the student to know the appropriate key signature for that, because it's much easier to play when you know what the key the piece of music is in and what scale that relates to. And the reason why that is important is because, say for example, you are in the key of A major, where you have 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. If you can play the scale of A major, then you know exactly which sharps you're going to be playing. So when you put that information over to a piece of music, it's much easier for you then to decipher and figure out which black notes you're going to be playing and which are going to be white notes. There is also a key signature test in this book as well, and the answer to that is going to be in the back of the book. Then we're talking about dynamics, enhancing the music, staccato, tenuto, slurs, and accents, and then going on to playing those staccatos, tenutos, slurs, and accents. Now, because we've learnt most of the technical stuff through books 1, 2, and 3, and just a little bit more towards the first half of this tutorial book 4, now is the time where we're going to be really playing those pieces up. I'm really adding the kind of final details to those pieces, polishing those pieces, if you will. So far we've just been playing the pieces and we've just been learning them and playing them as they come. But what makes a piece go from kind of, you know, an okay performance to a really well done and well executed performance is all the other little bits and bobs that we put into it. For example, dynamics, all the slurs, the phrasing, and all that kind of thing. And that's what makes the piece sort of sound okay to amazing and really, really good. And it's that side of the playing that I'm kind of focusing on a little bit in this book. Finally ending in this book with repeats, del segnos, and codas. So I would say there's quite a real mixture of some technical exercises, more technical things in there, but a little bit more about polishing the piece of music. So as I said, taking that piece of music from an okay, decent performance to a very well executed and very well played performance. How long it's going to take you to get through this book is a little bit harder to say because there is quite a little bit more information in here, but compared to the other books, I, to be honest, wouldn't think it would take you too long to get through this book. It will probably take you a lot longer to get through the songbook than it will with this book, because at this point, this is telling you what you need to put into the pieces to polish them, not actually polishing them, and that side of it comes with the performance. So this book is less performance based because it is telling you how to create that next step with your playing, or how to take your playing to that next step, and the time spent there is going to be in the songbook. This book is a downloadable book, as with all my other books, and once purchased, you'll be sent an email with a link to download. Once downloaded, that book is yours to keep forever. You can then view it on your computer or your laptop, your mobile device, tablet, whatever you want to view it on. Or like me, you can print it out at home, and I've just bound it with a spiral binder that I purchased from Amazon. Alternatively, you can take it to your local printers who will bind it for you. But there is nothing physical to ship out, as my books are 100% downloadable only. You should buy this because this course does exactly what it says on the tin. My 1 to 40 piano course guarantees to take you from a complete beginner to a very accomplished, decent intermediate player, and there's absolutely no doubt about it. I've spent many years having the privilege of teaching hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students. I've also examined for the London College of Music here in the UK as well. I've taken exams myself, so I understand exactly what it's like to be a student, a teacher, a candidate, and an examiner. And I think having such a wide variety of knowledge culminating into something like this is just unique and one of a kind. There is nothing else out there on the internet that is anything like my course. Nothing even comes close to it. There are companies that run similar things to these. They're only interested in the quick fix. They just want your money. They want as much out of you as they possibly can, but they're not really worried about the results and how you're going to be actually learning and the effect it's going to have on you. Whereas this, trust me, has all been written out of love, and it's taken me many years to be in a privileged situation to be able to finally write my own book series and actually have them work. Please do check out the reviews of all of these books on my shop, because I think you'll find that they are very popular and they do work. This is also a very affordable course as well. So this is just a one-time payment for all of my books. The videos come free. It's a fully interactive course. It's immersive, it's intuitive. There is nothing else like it available on the internet. What you'll find is a lot of other courses tend to teach you via the method of chords. Now, while it's one way of playing the piano, it's not the traditional way of playing the piano. And by that, I mean, let's say for example, you've heard a piece of music on the radio or on the television or on YouTube, wherever you've heard it, and you think to yourself, I'd really like to play that one day. So you get the music and you have absolutely no idea where to start. Now, if you're learning a course which is chord-based, you're not going to be able to do that, because it's going to be teaching you to play by rote, it's going to be teaching you to play by ear, and it's all going to be chord-based. Chord of C, chord of G, chord of E. The way I teach is more traditional, and the way it has been taught for years. My course gives you skills that you will be able to use for a lifetime. Skills that no one can take away from you. You'll learn exactly how to read music, and you'll learn how to pick up any piece of music that you can get your hands on, decipher the notes, and within a few weeks, and you'll be able to play that piece of music exactly as you always dreamed of doing. So that's how my course differs from anything else out there, and that's why you should buy my course. And if you want to learn how to really play the piano the traditional way, with skills that nobody can take away from you and skills that are going to last you for an absolute lifetime, then this is going to be the course for you.